Good morning, students. Last week, I sent you detailed notes on poem number 1, that is Song of the Open Road. As you know, we have 2 sections to answer in the examination. In the first section, some questions are given and you have to answer those questions. The second question on poetry is related to critical appreciation of the poem. Critical appreciation of the poem should deal with the poem, title, theme, style, poetic devices, message, and your opinion. And certain other important aspects are also there. Those are needed to be discussed. Today, I'd like to continue with the appreciation part of the poem. So, let's continue with this. The Song of the Open Road is written by American poet Walt Whitman. It is about optimism, confidence, and energy. The world offers these extraordinary characters to all those who wants to use them. Simple rule is that if you have to win, you have to struggle. Walt Whitman's works are always very influential. The poet himself struggled as a child of 12. He dropped out of the school. He had to take small jobs for his family. In course of time, he worked as an assistant for a lawyer. And he worked as an assistant for a printer. And he worked as a journalist and teacher as well. He helped the needy during American Civil War. Thus, the poet is a multi-talented personality. So, we can find his experience behind every word he wrote. The poem says about open road. It's about freedom. The poet wants to relieve himself from restrictions and comforts as well. The poet wants to be self-reliant. The poet wants to be independent. He is so confident. The poet is written in free verse. Of course, let's talk about the free verse. What is free verse? The poem is written in free verse. There are many poetic devices. Inversions are there, transferred epithet is there, metaphor is there, paradox is there. He made use of so many poetic devices to make his poem more attractive and influential. The poem is in dramatic monologue. Again, let us talk about what is dramatic monologue. The poem inspires us to explore the world using our abilities, comfort, and finally one thing is sure, that complaints, criticisms, and fate are not excuses. You have to defeat them. You have to make yourself free. That is the sense of freedom according to the poet. Now, I have spoken about few words like dramatic monologue, free verse, paradox, and transferred epithet. Okay. Let us talk about the first one. What is about dramatic monologue? Dramatic monologue, you know the word dialogue. We repeatedly use the word dialogue. Dialogue is between two people or even more. Okay. But monologue is, mono means one. Speaking oneself is monologue. And it gets the character of a drama, it becomes a dramatic monologue. A poem in the form of a speech or narrative by an imagined person in which the speaker unintentionally, without any intention or accidentally, reveals aspects of their character while describing a particular situation or series of events is dramatic monologue. Dramatic monologue, in short, you have to understand that dramatic monologue is a long speech by person. It is unintentional and dramatic in character. This is about the dramatic monologue. It's a style of writing. So the poem is a dramatic monologue. And second thing is that the poem is written in free verse. What is free verse? It is there in the textbook, of course. What is free verse? you talk about rhyme schemes, right? We have different rhyme schemes like A, B, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, B, A, like this. Free verse is writing a poem without following particular rhyme scheme. And once again, you can relate free verse to the theme of the poem. The theme of the poem is freedom. So that is why the poet aptly selected free verse for writing the poem. What the textbook says about free verse is, free verse is a poetry that does not rhyme or have a regular rhythm. Okay. So free verse has no regular rhythm, rhyme scheme. Although free verse requires no meter, no rhyme or other traditional poetic techniques, it is the use of internal pattern of sounds, choice of exact words and their chosen places are the factors which attribute to free verse its lyrical rhythmic beauty. So in other words, we say it does not mean that free verse will not have any beautiful sound sense or combination of sounds. Even free verse is written logically because we have to get a melody in the poem. So that is why the words are written in such a way that sounds match but may not follow regular pattern or does not follow regular pattern. And free verse is different from blank verse. Blank verse and free verse, the meaning of these words seem to be similar, but there is a difference between blank verse and free verse. Now, why I am mentioning the word blank verse here? Again, it's mentioned in the textbook. You have to talk about it. Blank verse is